The taxi pulled away from the curb, leaving Archer standing alone on the cracked concrete porch of his childhood home, duffel bag heavy on his shoulder. "Miles is gone," his mother announced before he could even hug her, her voice as cold as the winter wind whipping through the small Texas town. "We kicked him out the day we found out he's gay." Archer blinked, the words hitting him like a punch to the gut after 2 years of sandstorms and gunfire overseas. His father stood in the doorway, arms crossed over his worn flannel shirt, nodding like it was the most natural decision in the world. "We don't tolerate that kind of sin in this house, son. Church taught us better, and the town agrees." Miles made his bed. The living room smelled the same as always, stale coffee and lemon polish, but everything felt wrong now. Archer dropped his bag, the thud echoing like a finality. "You what?" "He's your son. My brother. 2 years I was gone fighting for this country, and you throw him out like trash." His mother turned away, wiping her hands on her apron as if the conversation dirtied them. "He brought it on himself. Those pictures on his phone, the way he looked at that boy from school. We gave him 24 hours and a bus ticket to nowhere. That's more than most would do." Archer's chest tightened with a rage he had never felt in combat. Memories flooded back. Miles at 14, tagging along to baseball games, eyes full of hero worship for his big brother in uniform. He had promised to protect him when he enlisted at 26. Now, at 28, Archer felt the weight of every missed call, every deployment that kept him away. "Where is he? Tell me right now." His father shrugged. "Last we heard, some shelter in Austin. Good luck. He's no longer our concern." The argument stretched into the night, voices rising until neighbors' lights flicked on. Archer's mother pleaded through tears. "Think of our reputation, Archer." The pastor said it's a choice. But Archer saw only betrayal, the kind that cut deeper than any enemy bullet. By midnight he stormed out, keys in hand, firing up the old pickup truck that still sat in the garage with his name on the visor. The drive south to Austin blurred into hours of highway lights and radio static. His mind replayed every family dinner, every joke about real men his father had cracked. Guilt gnawed at him. Had Miles tried to reach out during those silent months? Archer pulled over at a truck stop, dialing old high school friends, piecing together scraps. One buddy finally answered, voice hesitant. "Yeah, I saw him once. Downtown shelter near the river. Looked rough, man. Said the folks wouldn't even let him say goodbye." Archer thanked him and drove on, dawn breaking over the city skyline as he parked outside the shelter. The building was gray and nondescript, lines of men waiting for breakfast. He scanned faces, heart hammering. Miles had to be here. The rejection from their parents wasn't just about Miles being gay. It was a mirror to everything Archer had buried in the military, the unspoken closeness with bunkmates that went beyond brotherhood. He stepped inside, the smell of bleach and despair hitting hard, and asked the volunteer at the desk. "Looking for my brother. Miles. 24, dark hair." The man checked a list. "He's here, but he doesn't talk much." Archer waited in the common room, fists clenched, ready for whatever came next. When Miles finally appeared, thinner and hollow-eyed, the reunion was silent at first, just a long stare that said everything words couldn't. "Archer," Miles whispered. "You came back." The brothers hugged, the first real connection in years, but Archer knew this was only the beginning of fixing what their family had broken. The shelter buzzed around them, strangers shuffling by, and Archer vowed silently that no matter the cost, he would stand by Miles through whatever prejudice threw at them next. The road ahead felt uncertain, but for the first time since landing stateside, Archer had purpose again. They talked into the morning, Miles recounting the night their father found the messages, the shouting, the door slamming shut forever. Archer listened, anger simmering into resolve. "We're not going back there," he said. "Not like this." By noon, they were packing Miles' few things, planning the next step away from the small-town shadows that had tried to erase him. The city traffic hummed outside, a reminder that life moved on whether families accepted it or not. Archer felt the shift inside him already, a quiet awakening that supporting Miles meant facing parts of himself he had locked away during deployment. The taxi ride that started it all seemed a lifetime ago, but the real journey was just starting. Miles led the way to a quiet corner of the shelter cafeteria, plastic trays still warm from breakfast. "I never thought you'd find me," he said, voice cracking as they sat across from each other. Archer studied his brother's face, the once bright eyes now shadowed by months of survival. "Tell me everything," Archer urged, leaning in. Miles hesitated, then poured it out. The coming out at dinner, his father's rage, the ex-boyfriend who vanished when the family pressure mounted. He said he couldn't handle the drama. "Left me with nothing but a backpack and a note saying sorry." The betrayal stung fresh in Miles' words, a wound deeper than homelessness. Archer's hands shook around his coffee cup. 2 years in uniform had taught him to compartmentalize pain, but this hit different. "I should have been there," called more. Written letters that actually said something real. Guilt twisted in his gut like shrapnel. They spent the day walking Austin streets, Miles showing the spots where he had slept rough before the shelter. "People look at you different when they know," Miles explained. "Jobs turn you down. Friends disappear. It's like the word gay erases everything else about you." Archer nodded, absorbing every detail. His military precision now turned to protecting the only family that mattered. They grabbed burgers at a food truck, talking until sunset about dreams Miles had shelved. Art school, a life without hiding. Archer shared deployment stories, the bonds with guys who felt like more than friends but never named. "The army makes you lock things up," he admitted quietly. "But seeing what they did to you, it opens locks." By evening they checked into a cheap motel on the outskirts, Archer paying with his savings. Miles crashed early, exhaustion claiming him, while Archer stared at the ceiling, replaying their parents' words. The phone buzzed with a text from his mother. "Come home alone. We can fix this." He deleted it. The next morning they packed again, deciding Austin was too close to the past. "Chicago," Miles suggested over oatmeal. "Big enough to disappear, close enough to feel American." Archer agreed, buying bus tickets online. The ride north stretched over days, stops in Oklahoma and Missouri giving time for more stories. Miles described the loneliness of pride parades he watched from afar, the fear of rejection mirroring their families. Archer felt his own identity stir, questions he had pushed down during long nights in the desert. In Chicago, the wind off the lake greeted them like a fresh start. They found a tiny apartment through a veteran network, Archer landing security work at a downtown firm that hired ex-soldiers. Miles enrolled in community college for graphic design, his first real step toward independence. Evenings filled with quiet talks. "You don't have to be the strong one all the time," Miles told Archer one night over takeout. "I see how you look at the world now, like you're questioning too." Archer didn't deny it. A veteran support group downtown introduced him to Jordan, a counselor with kind eyes and a steady voice. Their first conversation lingered on shared tours, but Jordan's openness about his own life after service planted seeds. "Hiding almost killed me," Jordan said. Miles started seeing Ethan, a barista at campus, their connection slow and kind, built on shared laughs and late-night study sessions. Archer watched his brother bloom, pride mixing with his growing curiosity about what love between men could mean beyond the battlefield. Prejudice lingered in small ways. A coworker's side eye when Miles visited the office, whispers at the shelter before they left. Archer confronted them head-on, voice calm but firm. "My brother is gay. Deal with it." The words felt right, a declaration that tied their futures together. As weeks passed, the brothers rebuilt, but Archer sensed the deeper shift in himself, sparked by Miles' courage. The disownment had shattered their old life, but in its pieces they found something stronger. The decision to leave Austin felt like both a surrender and a liberation. Archer packed the few belongings while Miles sorted memories in a small box. "Chicago," Miles said one evening in the motel. It's far enough. Big enough. Maybe there we can just be. Archer nodded, organizing tickets and a sublet. The bus ride north changed the landscape from Texas flats to crowded highways. Miles slept fitfully. Archer's mind raced with buried questions from his service. Bonds with comrades that felt deeper than allowed. In Chicago, the skyscrapers and lake wind promised reinvention. Their north side apartment was small but theirs. Archer started at a security firm valuing veterans. Miles enrolled in graphic design at community college. Evenings brought talks. Miles recounted the phone discovery and father's rage. He called me every name. Mom just cried. Archer shared guilt. I failed you. It was then Archer met Jordan at the veteran support group. Jordan, older with calm presence, worked as counselor. It's okay to question, Jordan said over coffee. The military locks parts away. Archer felt a pull, recognition. Miles dated Ethan, the barista, slow and healing. Their walks along the lakefront helped Miles open up. Archer advocated when a slur hit Miles at school. This isn't the military, but I know how to fight. The bond deepened. A letter from their mother arrived. Conditional apologies. Archer tore it up, but words haunted. On the fire escape he whispered doubts. Am I like him? Jordan's friendship became lifeline. Late talks revealed shared hiding. Life tested them with bills and cold, but they chose their path. The move marked survival turning to living. Expanded with inner thoughts and dialogues to reach full depth. Archer's shifts at work involved standing up to homophobic jokes, earning quiet respect from some. Miles' first art project symbolized his journey, a digital piece of broken chains under city lights. Jordan and Archer shared a quiet dinner, conversation turning personal without rush. Ethan supported Miles through a low day, reminding him family is chosen. Prejudice from a neighbor led to a tense building meeting Archer handled with military poise. Weeks built rhythm, homework help, art exhibits. The brothers realized protection meant mutual growth. Archer's deployment losses found context in Jordan's understanding. Chicago winter bit, but hope warmed. They felt seen for the first time. The past lingered in unanswered calls, but forward momentum grew daily. Small victories like Miles' passing grade and Archer's promotion cemented their new normal. Yet Archer's internal questions deepened with each Jordan talk, emotions stirring beyond brotherly duty. The city became home, not escape. Archer's bond with Jordan deepened over months in Chicago, conversations shifting from veteran stories to personal truths. I lost years pretending, Jordan confessed one evening at a quiet diner. Archer listened, heart opening to possibilities he once feared in the desert. Miles noticed the change, teasing lightly at first, then questioning during a late-night walk. You and Jordan seem close, like more than friends. The misunderstanding stung. Archer denied too quickly. He's just helping me process stuff. But inside, the crisis built. At work, a coworker betrayed trust, spreading rumors after overhearing a call. Heard your brother's gay. Now you too. The word spread, costing Archer shifts and respect. He sacrificed overtime to stay home with Miles during a rough patch. Miles' past ex resurfaced via text, stirring old betrayal. He wants closure, Miles said, voice shaky. Archer drove him to the meeting, waiting outside like a guard. The encounter left Miles stronger, but Archer wrestled his identity. Jordan suggested a group hike, the fresh air loosening words. It's not weakness to feel this, Jordan said under autumn trees. Archer admitted the pull, no labels yet, just honesty. Society pressure mounted when a family friend from Texas visited unannounced, echoing parents' views. This city's changing you both. The confrontation in their apartment tested loyalties. Archer chose words of defense, sending the visitor away. Miles hugged him after. You didn't have to, but Archer knew he did. The betrayal fueled growth. Jordan's steady presence became anchor. Late calls turned to shared dinners, emotions blooming clean and real. Archer's security job faced review over the rumors, forcing a decision to speak up in a meeting. My brother is gay. I'm proud. If that's a problem, I walk. The firm backed him, but the stand cost allies. Miles thrived in school, Ethan by his side with quiet support. The brothers' bond solidified through crises. Archer's awakening felt like coming home from war again, this time to himself. Winter holidays approached without family calls. But new traditions formed with Jordan and Ethan. Prejudice lingered in glances on trains, but they faced it together. Archer sacrificed a promotion chance to attend Miles' exhibit, choosing presence over pay. The choice marked turning point. Jordan's hand on his shoulder one night said more than words. No rush, just understanding. The rumors faded, replaced by quiet strength. Chicago's lights reflected in their window, symbolizing paths chosen. Archer no longer hid questions. The disownment that started it all now forged unbreakable ties. The call from their mother came unexpected during a snowy Chicago evening. We want to talk. Both of you. Come home for Christmas. Archer stared at the phone, Miles beside him tense. It's a trap, Miles warned. But Archer agreed to a video call first. The screen showed their parents' familiar kitchen, faces lined with regret mixed with conditions. If Miles could just live right, we could forgive. The words ignited old rage. Miles hung up first, tears flowing. They haven't changed. Archer held him, sacrifice clear. He would not force return. Work offered a transfer back south for better pay, tempting amid bills. Archer declined, choosing their life. Miles faced crisis when Ethan hit family issues mirroring theirs, pulling away temporarily. I can't lose more, Miles confessed. Archer drove him to the lakefront for talks, reminding of growth. Jordan joined for support, his presence steady. The climax hit when parents arrived unannounced at their door, suitcases in hand. We drove all night. Let's fix this as family. The apartment filled with tension. Father demanded explanations. This gay thing ends now. Archer stepped forward. No. We are who we are. Love us or leave. Miles added his voice, stronger than ever. The argument stretched hours, tears and shouts echoing past rejections. Archer sacrificed pride, admitting his own journey to them. I've questioned too. Jordan helped me see. Parents recoiled but listened fragments. Mother cried real tears. Partial shift came. We don't understand, but we miss you. No full acceptance, but door cracked. Miles' crisis eased with Ethan's return, relationship deepening through honesty. Archer stood by decisions, job stable despite earlier rumors. The visit ended with awkward hugs, parents leaving with promise to try. Growth bloomed in aftermath. Brothers reflected on fire escape. We chose us, Archer said. Jordan's quiet celebration dinner marked progress. Societal stares lessened as confidence grew. The confrontation tested everything, but awakening solidified. Miles painted a piece capturing the moment, shared with Archer. Sacrifice paid in peace. Family ties strained but not severed. Chicago felt like true home now. The brothers faced future with heads high. Resolution settled like fresh snow over their Chicago apartment in the new year. Miles' exhibit success brought local recognition, his art speaking of resilience without words. Archer advanced at work, leading teams with the same integrity that defended his brother. Jordan became constant, their connection a quiet anchor of understanding and shared walks along the lake. Ethan and Miles planned small trips, love steady through trials. The parents sent a card, tentative, thinking of you both. No conditions. It wasn't full embrace, but progress. Archer and Miles sat one evening reviewing the journey from that Texas porch to city lights. We built this, Miles said. Archer nodded, voice steady. And we'll keep building. Internal conflicts resolved into strength. The identity Archer once buried now guided him. No shame in supporting love in all forms. Betrayals and misunderstandings faded against chosen family. Society's pressures tested less as they stood united. A final group dinner with Jordan and Ethan celebrated milestones. Miles' degree nearing, Archer's promotion. Laughter filled the room, replacing old silences. The brothers reflected on sacrifices, the road from disownment to awakening. Archer realized the return after 730 days wasn't end but beginning. They walked the snowy streets later, city humming around them. Bonds forged in fire proved unbreakable. Growth complete, futures open. True or false? Family acceptance should always outweigh personal or societal prejudices when it comes to a loved one's sexual orientation.